Hey everybody, welcome to AOPA's Flight School Business Quick Tips from the Field. So Isaac, you've given us some really good tips about both online and non-online types of things, but of course, I'm guessing that through your years of experience and all the growth that you guys have experienced at Tennessee Flight Training, you've probably learned some things that maybe flight schools shouldn't do. So can you give us some of your best tips of things that maybe they could avoid to help other folks not have to go through that pain?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every school, Chris, goes through a time where they're just in the throw it to the wall and see if it sticks mode.
Hmm.
But we have through the years that not every marketing effort uh, really does have a return on your investment, right? So, specifically, there have been various times where different companies, different publications have come our way where, hey, you need to have a half page or an 8 page or a whole page advertisement in this specific publication for this area. And we tried those things, maybe not gotten the return on investment that we thought we would have. We've had other ideas come our way that have proved to be, I don't think as effective. Specifically, somebody came along one time and said, you guys need to have, on a billboard locally, flight training. Here we are, here we're at the airport. But we just decided after some contemplation and discussion that probably wouldn't be the best thing for us to do. So, and then I think one of the key mistakes that a lot of schools do is when a person walks through the door, Chris, they are trusting you for as that school, as that program to help you achieve their goals of becoming a pilot, whether it's just a private pilot for fun, whether it's to pursue professional as a career. And so I think the objective of the school is to start more open ended. Is to say, what are your goals? What are your aspirations? What are you looking to do? How can we help you achieve that? And I think schools, unfortunately, what they do is the person comes in, they don't know what a CFI is from a PPL to an IFR or anything. We all know this is aviation's its own language with abbreviations and acronyms and all of that. So I think a lot of schools tend to just like a fire hose, just dump all this information upon that person, and they may not even know where to start with the basics. And so they feel overwhelmed, they feel consumed with all this information, but they're not sure how to filter through it. And so we've tried to not dumb it down, but we've tried to meet them at their level and say, look, this is an industry with its own language per se. What are you looking to do, and how can we take you from point A to point B? So I think just listening, right? Just having that sales mode of what is the person's goals and aspirations, and how we can help you achieve that. And of course, like I said, there's some some costs and some requirements and all of that. We have to go over a lot of the nitty gritty nuts and bolts. But I think starting back, they are sitting there, realizing that this flight school cares about me. They care about my goals. They care about what I'm looking to do. Um, and so we've had a lot of people come to us through the years and say, hey, I went over to so and so flight school, and they just kind of gave me a sheet, kind of wrote down a lot of different stuff. I don't know where to begin. I don't know how to decipher, filter through all this. So I think that's really the biggest mistake that schools make and are maybe missing out on some business is it's just explaining some of the terminology, some of the language, putting it on the level that they can understand it, so that they feel like they're walking into a flight school that actually cares about who they are and what they're looking to do. Because we all know, no matter how you slice and dice it, flying's not cheap, right? It's not a cheap hobby. It's not a cheap career. There's a lot of time and energy and financial investment. So I think that's one of the things that we've tried to do as well. And we haven't done that perfectly, but we've tried to do that over the years. And I think that's helped us. So